Hi Capricorns, thank you for joining me for your July 2020 energy read. I don't know about you, but I am personally happy that Mercury will be leaving retrograde on July 12th. If you've been feeling a little introspective, reflective, or maybe even a little scatterbrained, you can likely attribute those feelings to Mercury retrograde, as Mercury retrograde tends to bring you back to the past, and sometimes it messes with communication as a result, and might make your electronics a little bit wonky. If you're having trouble connecting to that Zoom meeting recently, that may be why. So the first thing that we have coming up astrologically in July is a lunar eclipse on the 5th. So that's coming up very soon. And it's actually going to be the last Cancer Capricorn lunar eclipse for a while. We've had several of them since 2018. So it could be that there's some major revelation or maybe an end of a chapter that comes up due to that lunar eclipse on the 5th. And then later on in the month, we have a new moon in Cancer on the 20th. And because that new moon is in Cancer, it would be a good time for you to set intentions. Let the universe know what you'd like and see if it can help deliver it to you. But anyway, we'll move on with the reading. The first thing we're going to do for our Capricorn friends is figure out what the likely energy is for this month. So we've got Temperance. Now, what is something positive that my Capricorn friends have to look forward to? We've got the Knight of Wands. What about Capricorn's romantic relationships or simply very close personal relationships? What can you tell us about that? We've got Justice. What about work or school? What is work or school going to be like for Capricorns in the month of July? We've got the Ace of Swords and finances. How is the financial health for Capricorns looking in July of 2020? We've got the Eight of Cups. And what about challenges? What challenges is it likely that Capricorn will face this month? Hopefully helping them to be a little bit more prepared for what may be coming up. You've got the Nine of Wands. And then finally, we'll ask the universe for some advice for our Capricorn friends. How can they deal with their challenges for the month? What is the advice for Capricorn? We've got the Page of Swords. So going through all of these cards, it looks like you may have some significant events coming through in the month of July with the Temperance card there, as that is one of the major arcana cards. So those major arcana cards are typically associated with those major life lessons that we learn. The Temperance card is a card that is generally about things, about balance, about bringing balance into things, but also being patient as you try to bring that balance in. You can see that this angelic being here is holding the two golden cups, and it appears as though, they are pouring from one into the other. They're barefoot and they're dipping their toes in the water. So this month it's going to be very important for you Capricorns to approach those significant events in your life with a mindset of creating balance and being patient with the situation. It may be the instance where things don't manifest quite as quickly as you'd like them to. They'll be slow moving, but know that they are growing. You are in this lush environment where you've got both water and sun, so things are going to blossom. It just needs to take a little time. It's a significant card for teaching and learning, so there will be some lessons that you learn this month that will help you to spiritually grow. But if you're patient, you should be able to stay or propel yourself onto the path that you want to be on. The next card that comes up has to do with something positive for the month, and you ended up with the Knight of Wands. Wands in tarot are associated with the fire signs. The fire signs are representative of action and forward movement. So with the Knight of Wands showing up in your reading, you're likely to have some action and some forward movement in some aspect of your life in July. It could mean for some of you, because remember that this is a general reading, that some of you that forward movement could be a change in your job, your career, where you live, most definitely. Or if it has to do with relationships, it could mean that someone is going to come in to your life quickly. Wands is a quick energy. And sometimes this card, again, for many of you, could mean that it's going to be someone who comes in as a result of some traveling. So that is something to look out for this month. Next, you've got either romantic relationships or some special significant relationship in your life. You end up with Justice. Justice is the card of fairness and balanced. So it means that things are going to become more balanced either in your romantic relationship or in some significant relationship in your life. This card is often referred to as the law of attraction card, meaning that what you put in is what ends up resulting. So just be sure to consider that when you are putting energy into the important relationships in your life. You want to make sure that you are putting in what you would like to actually get out of them. The next card that comes up in relation to work or school, depending on your situation. And you ended up with the Ace of Swords. So aces in tarot are obviously the beginning of the suit. So they are representative of something new. And swords in particular are about mental processes. So you're going to have a new way of thinking when it comes to school or your job. Now, the sword is upward facing in this card, which signifies positivity. So it's going to be positive new thought processes, or thought processes that are going to help move you in a positive direction. It's like with this card, the hand is coming out of the fog and it's giving you new ideas. So you're going to have the ideas this month in July that will help bring you forward on a positive path. The thoughts that come in, for the most part, for most of you, are going to be positive, and they are going to put you on a path, a higher level path. The next card that comes up in relation to finances, and you end up with the 8 of Cups. So cups deal in generally with our emotions. So you might be feeling a little emotional about some financial matters this month. And this card in particular is about the man turning his back for a little while and walking back to the caves. And it's basically as though he's trying to take the opportunity to find solitude so that he can find the answers that he needs. So the universe is saying that there may possibly be some financial bumps for some of you Capricorns this month, but that the best way to deal with those bumps is to take some time alone and give yourself the opportunity to figure it out. The Spirit is saying that with a little bit of time, this situation can grow and grow in a positive manner. With that being said, if you are asked to make significant financial investments or significant financial changes this month, the universe is saying that that is not really advised. It would be best for you to walk away from them, at least for now, and maybe revisit it at a later time. As far as the challenge for the month, you ended up with the 9 of Wands. So if you take a look at the imagery in the card for the 9 of Wands, you can see that although the person in the card is standing, they look a little bit worn and weary. So the challenge is that there may be something that you experience this month, could be related to finances, or overall it could just be that overall need for patience, that you come to a point where you feel exhausted. But the universe is saying that you do have the strength in you. You're going to stay standing, even though you may be, tousled around a little bit. You're going to come out stronger on the other side. But to do that, you're going to need to let go of any past battles or conflict, is the message that's coming through. So if this card is relating to your job or business, you may experience some challenges this month in July, but if you can let go of the past, stay disciplined, and maybe focus on moving forward in a different manner, then you're going to be able to fix them. And similarly, relating to relationships, that if you are able to let go of any wounds, any difficulties from the past, you're going to be able to move forward. And it may be that the process fatigues you a little, but with that being said, oftentimes the victory is right around the corner. When this card comes up, you just have to stick with it. You have to make sure that you stay standing and, you know, persevere, and then you are rewarded basically for that. Now, the advice to deal with the challenge came through as the Page of Swords. Again, swords are about mental processes, and the Page represents someone who is youthful. And as this card is coming through in the advice spot for you, it means that you should meet the challenge by taking on the persona of the Page of Swords, in that you should use your mental processes, and that you should approach any trying or difficult situations as a somewhat youthful, energetic person would. In other words, you need to be quick thinking. You need to be full of ideas. But with that said, you need to make sure that you can ground those ideas. Swords is air energy, so sometimes the ideas are there, but the execution isn't there. So that is the reminder with this card, is that you want to explore your ideas, but then you want to make a decision and you want to basically ground them so that you can move forward. So if your challenge is relating to business this month, you really should get some significant downloads. So please be aware of them. Don't discount them. The universe is going to send them into your head for a reason. Even write them down so you don't forget. And if it is a relationship, it is the same thing. You're going to get some ideas on how to resolve any difficulties and put yourself on a smoother path. But the message that comes across is to keep your thoughts grounded and be realistic. That sometimes the ideas can be a little bit too fairy tale like, and that, well, the universe wants you to be positive, and they want you to explore the possibilities. They want to make sure that your ideas are grounded and that you really will be able to move forward with them. So I hope that that was helpful, and if it was, please like and subscribe. Either way, I hope you have a blessed July. Take care.